going, everyone? Back again, Chalk Talk.
Episode 12.
Episode 12. Wow, we've put out quite a lot of these. Hope you guys are enjoying the content. Today we have one kind of on a whim, but we have a topic we kind of want to just touch on a little bit, different aspects of the gym and life itself. This episode is titled How to Be a Good Person, or Being a Good Person First. And where do we want to start off with this one, John?
So, while I was interning at Jug, Boris Shako, the greatest powerlifting coach on planet Earth, the very first professor of powerlifting, he had his Russian strength seminar in Laguna Niguel. And at the very start of his seminar, one of the stories that he told was when he was at his gym in Russia, and this new athlete walks into the gym, and he walks straight up to Boris and he says, "Boris, I want to be world champion." And Boris tells him, "You will be. First, be a good man." And being totally honest, hearing that at the very start of that whole seminar got me a little choked up, because it's like, it's so simple, and we try to make powerlifting and getting stronger and all this stuff so complicated and complex and fancy and technological. But it's like, if we can start there, like, that acts as our compass and our guide in calibrating sort of every decision we make in training and interacting in a training environment, and like interacting with ourselves and reflecting on what we're doing and how we should treat ourselves and how we should treat the people around us. And I think that's a good guiding story to start things off today.
Just because you lift a lot of weight doesn't mean you're shit. If that's not the bluntest thing ever. You can lift 800-pound squat. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. It's that simple. Just because we do this powerlifting thing, or you're a personal trainer or a coach or whatever you want to call yourself, doesn't make you better than any other person out there. And it's funny that it's that simple. It's just broken down to being a good person. And the fact that it's that simple, yet so many people miss that, really blow my mind. I just don't get it.
That's true. We have all these big, powerlifters, whether you're in a local gym or you're in a big, popular gym with a bunch of other big lifters. The more you lift, you have these, young athletes and young lifters coming into the sport, and they kind of look up to you, whether it's because you have great technique or you just lift a lot of weight and they look up to you. It almost gives you more of a responsibility to, be a good person and put the right content out there, because you're the one being looked at 9 times out of 10. There's these little lifters in a gym normally, lifting 300, 400, 500 pounds, just your average daily person or your athletes. But when you're this big power lifter or big lifter in general, bodybuilding, whatever it is, and you have this big following, and this, the words that you say, people react to them more than the typical person. And just the fact of being a good person can, one, carry you a lot farther in your career, and also help bring up generations to come.
Even if you're not a big powerlifter, even if you're a super scrawny little kid who knows a bunch of super big words, and you're a coach or a trainer or athlete or whatever the hell you call yourself, even if you're that, there's no reason to be an asshole to anyone. It doesn't matter. Everybody's trying to get better in the context of where they're at in their journey of like lifting or fitness or just losing weight or whatever. So bringing them up and helping them in that is kind of the key thing here. So I guess me and Edward got talking about this the other day. It's a lot of kind of how you're raised and your upbringing and things like that are going to reflect when you're older. But having a set of morals and values and just being a general good person in this so-called fitness industry will get you a lot farther than just being a big tough guy who lifts a lot, or a really, really smart guy who knows a bunch of big words, but you belittle and put everybody down around you.
At a certain age, it's like you're an adult, and you treat yourself with respect, you treat other people with respect, and you speak a certain language to them that isn't demeaning, that doesn't talk down on them, that doesn't assume that they are dumber or like less capable than you. Like, you are interacting with another human being, and you treat them with respect, and you trust that, like, even though they may not have the same terminology as you, it's like they can have a conversation with you, they can have a relationship with you. And yeah, like Rob was saying, it doesn't matter how big or strong you are, because a lot of the times, like, you're just this genetic freak who got really strong, or you got lucky because your parents put you into into multiple sports growing up and multiple sports in high school. So you fall into this sport of powerlifting and you feel like a big shot. But like in the grand scheme of things, powerlifting is this small niche sport full of a bunch of weirdos, and you compare that to all these other sports that have a much larger fan base and more people participating in it. And just because you're a big fish in a small pond and microcosm of this little powerlifting world doesn't make you better than the people around you.
I'd say, I mean, we've met what I consider one of the strongest people on earth.
I would say so.
And the humblest person, one of the humblest people I've ever met in my life. And that shows right there that you can be big and strong and still be a respectful person and good to people around you who are much, much weaker than you. So that right there is kind of a testament to just being a good person. I don't even know where I want to go with it after that.
I mean, something I've noticed like from a trend perspective, like you were saying, there's this bell curve, right? And on one end, it's like, here's the weakest people, here's the strongest people, and then here's all the people who are in between. And the majority of people are in there. The people who are the weakest, they tend to be more humble because they know that they're really weak. The people who are the strongest at the very end, they're pretty humble because they know that they're strong, but they know like what it took to get there. Whereas everyone in that middle part of the bell curve, it's like they're all really ego driven and they're trying to claw past everyone else and like scale that ladder just to feed their ego. And if we could acknowledge and like take a step back from like social media, where it's very easy to want to feed the ego, or like at a powerlifting meet when you got all your hype squad there with you and like they're really gassing you up, or you have a great meet, you get to the gym and then everyone's doing high fives around, but it's like, oh, I got to get back to my training. I'm getting better, but I shouldn't get complacent with my progress. I should really like remember what got me there and not get too cocky. If we can take a lesson from the Rocky movies, Rocky 3, when Rocky got
He loves these movies.
when he got wealthy and he was filming all his funny commercials and TV shows, and then Clever Lang whoops his ass. Then it's like, oh shit, I have to remember the eye of the tiger, and like for us powerlifters, that's what will allow us to continue progressing, where we're coming into training every day, we're being present, and we're not getting too big for our britches.
Too big for your britches.
Mama didn't raise no one.
Mama didn't raise no one. You will come to find out if you play sports or multi-sport. I don't even know. You'll come to find out there's always someone bigger.
Always.
There's always someone stronger. There's always someone faster.
There's someone smarter.
There's always someone smarter. So maybe just go around and be a good person to everybody around you, especially when it comes to this like new fitness industry that is lifting and coaching and personal training and all that crap. If you're one of those people, just be cool to the people around you, man. You're gonna help progress someone in their fitness journey, career, losing weight, or you have a good chance of ending it right then and there because they're gonna assume that everything in fitness or everybody in fitness is like you, just an asshole.
Yeah, we're all still just people. Just because you have credentials or some high-end job or anything like that doesn't make you better than the next person.
So just a quick one on that, man. Let's all take it upon ourselves to be good people when it comes to what we like to do in training and helping other people around us and motivating people around us, and that definitely helps boost the atmosphere in whichever gym you are in.
And to sort of ground this in some sort of practical things, like we know what it feels like when we get a good night's sleep, when we like have a good dinner the night before, and we go into training and it goes really well, and our teammates are supporting us, and it feels really genuine, and like they're genuinely invested in the progress that we've made, and it's like you kind of feel this warm butterfly feeling inside, right? And it's all just a game of how can we like make this happen more frequently, versus like, oh, this person's telling me this thing, I don't really trust them, I don't know what ulterior motives they have. If we can just be as genuine and as kind as possible, then it's like we can trust each other, and then we can feel comfortable, and then like in your gym you have like 20 girls training like half naked because they're so comfortable in the environment, and they don't feel like they're getting preyed on by these fucking creepers. And like everyone just wants to come into the gym and they just want to get stronger and they want to get more confident, and it's that simple.
Surround yourself with a team that wants to see you succeed, and if you are around a bunch of people who don't, you should change that real quick.
Yeah, if you don't have people that want the same things or better for you, you don't have a circle, you have a cage.
We gotta wrap this up. That's a 10-minute mark. All right. Until next time, take that advice and use it. Subscribe to this, like this, do all the things you need to do. We are out.
Peace
Take
and
us
love,
away.
Man. Peace and love. Chalk Talk episode 12. Coximus here.
Great White Rhino. Find us all here at Chalk It Up Strength. Come down, get a lift in. We out.